So, as we continue to try to get the bees fitted between the various concerts, we're going to take a deep dive into number 3 today, which is the hive that just couldn't get itself queen right. And, take one last look and see if, there's any chance those eggs are larvae or something. And if not, probably dissolve that hive or start the process of dissolving that hive into the other hive so that we can get ready for the winter process. We're into number 3 on the oxalic acid run. We got 2 more that we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, but today we're just going to focus on number 3. So now we're going to look into this hive of mystery. Try to get an idea what's going on here. This is indeed the death of a hive. And if it is, not it being robbed out or anything. Coming in, girls. Let's see what we can figure out. They are loud, which is kind of what you'd expect when the hive was queenless. Of course, I did just smoke it. Sometimes makes things a little loud. So, we reduced this one down to an 8, I call it an 8-frame nuke, but an 8-frame hive body, And what I'm looking for is to make sure that they're not just getting robbed out. I don't know if I happen across something interesting. It would be nice, but I don't think I'm going to. They've continually acted like they have a queen, even though I have not seen one in this hive. I certainly don't see any eggs. But as is sometimes the case, I do see cleaned out cells, which doesn't make too much sense. So we will look really carefully at this one. There's really not that many frames in here. Couple of big fat drones. Not much in the way of resources left either, though. So why do you girls act like you have a queen? Repeatedly tear down cells when we try to introduce them. No brood that I have found, no eggs that I have found, and less bees, which is what you'd expect.
As the mortality rate slowly sets in.
As the mortality rate slowly sets in. One difference this week is less weight. So they're using up their resources now. They're using more than they are collecting.
Okay.
So they're really not going to be of much use as a hive that we could take resources out of to help another hive.
So we have good drawing comb that we can take and
Right,
use
exactly.
for next year.
Right. I just can't believe the amount of pollen they collected and bee bread that they've made, even though there are no larvae to feed. That's really strange.
problem is, even without a queen, you think the queen would be the one that through pheromones they detect her, and that's why this hive seems to be rather calm, considering it's queenless.
I mean, they are a little bit louder, but they're just not freakazoid. So I see no reason in the world to keep this going since they're now consuming their resources. You could try shaking the bees, but they're going to come back to this location, unfortunately.
You did say earlier that the possibility of trying to combine these workers with another hive, they could take...
They could kill the queen. It doesn't happen too often.
See, that combining the hives, we'd be taking...
Right. This is zero future, and they're going to starve, and I'd hate to see that. But if I discontinue this hive, they're going to come back to this location.
Now, if you did like a normal when we combine hives, the newspaper in between the this one and the one that's being combined to, where they have to work their way through, would they still come back to this location once they left the new hive?
Unfortunately, some of them will, but if there's no hive there, there's also a good chance they will drift into one of the surrounding hives. What we could do is we could relocate this hive up to the front.
Right.
And as they leave, they'll end up trying to get back into one of these other hives.
What is it you said? Was it 3 feet or 3 miles?
3 feet or 3 miles. So do me a favor, grab one of those cardboard nukes from the shed. And what I'm going to do is the frames that have a little bit of resource on, I'm going to move with the bees up to a different location. And when they come back here, they're not going to find a hive. They may rejoin one of the 2 surrounding hives.
All right.
So do me that favor. Yeah, there's a couple of cardboard nukes in there. Yeah. So we'll go from like 8 frames down to a couple. And I don't want to see these girls starve out. That's kind of cool. So they're definitely consuming more than they're bringing in at this point. And that's exactly what will happen. They'll just starve out. So we'll see if there's any frames that are just so dead that they have no purpose. This one. Nothing. This side, I think, has something. This side has some bee bread. Back to this other end here where it was. This one. I believe the entrance is on that end.
Yeah, the entrance is over here.
Yeah, this cardboard just kind of tightens it up a little bit. Come on there, put that where this was. Okay, hold that for a few moments. I'll take the bottom board. Front is open on this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Shake them out.
Shake them out.
Come on, everybody out.
We'll just leave that over there for now. This, but
what I like is you shake them off, they're going right back to the frames.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's stuff to steal.
Right. So let's put the lid on that. And,
that's interesting. doesn't matter. The hive was there. Now we're going back.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem. I could move it up here, which I can do, but they'll go back to that original location. So that's an issue. So we say goodbye to number 3. I'll move him over to the front row, maybe this evening. And whoever comes back will probably go into one of these other hives, we hope. I just hate to, you know, leave them there to starve, and they will if they stay in that hive.
Yeah.
As I say. You know,
And it's a shame because all the time and effort that the hive went into making all those workers.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't want to lose any more than we absolutely have to.
Right. So they are landing where the old hive was, and they're actually figuring out, okay, we'll just go in this opening, and it's in there somewhere. Except for the ones that are over by the smoker.
And here I am standing right in the flyway here, so everybody's deciding I'm a landing point.
So we bid you adieu. There's 3 oxalic acid treatments in the books, and my situation doesn't look too bad. And we'll do probably 2 more, unless we have a particular hive that, you know,
Needs
is still
extra.
dropping mites. You know, I'll come out here in a day or 2, and I'll check the whiteboards and see, you know, where we are after treatment number 3. And you know, the sad news is number 3, but we kind of seen this coming. And as I
We've
said,
been trying to avoid it.
Yeah, we've
Tried to introduce new queens. We've tried all kinds of things.
Yeah, every time we had queen cells, we put them in there, and they would tear them down. So, I don't know. You know, 30 years cumulative of beekeeping between the 60s, 70s, 80s, and now, and they'll still do things that just make no sense to me. But that's the nature of bees. Collectively, they are. I have a ladybug inside here, not a bee. Good. Collectively, they are an intelligent species in a hive. The hive has some intelligence, but individual hives can make some real big blunders, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. What can you do? In any case, we'll be moving into winter mode in the not too distant future. And remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on another episode of What's the Buzz?